ni wa Jones family last week. We, hawa ni hao this week. Kwani kuliendaje? Wa Jones family wali get maximum entertainment for less. Na sahi wako closer than close. Upgrade to GoTV Max for just 890 shillings leo. GoTV. Love it.
This condition has been described as a silent monster that torments women and girls. Now, despite endometriosis being as common as breast cancer, it is highly misdiagnosed and highly misunderstood.
I first had to lose my both fallopian tubes and my left ovary. Endometriosis went with all of them.
Endometriosis happens in the reproductive age. How do we then improve the diagnosis?
We shed light on this condition that makes that monthly occurrence unbearable for many women and girls.
Sasa, mimi ni Zuri kutoka Safaricom na niko hapa kukuchanua. Kaa macho. Safaricom upiga kutoka 0722 000 000 pekee. Ukipigiwa na namba nyingine, usipeane maelezo yako ya kibinafsi. Tuma namba ya mkora kwa 333 ili Safaricom ichukue hatua.
Story time, it's story time.
Long time ago, no animals had legs, and only human beings had legs because Makoro had given them.
Everybody sit down.
All the animals were sad and worried.
Sit down quietly.
Bam! The other chickens laughed out loud. Ha ha ha!
Listen carefully.
Join us every Monday with Grace Ekirapa on the Nighttime Tales.
It's story time.
John Kamau has been through it all, from being evicted from his home to sleeping in the office and eventually becoming a tout. John now owns a fleet of buses.
In fact, wakati niliweza kupata ile gari ya kwanza, mimi mwenyewe nilipata kazi. Sababu nilienda nikaanza na nikakuwa conductor. Wengine huona maconductor si wa muhimu, but gari hili haliwezi songa bila conductor.
Indeed, anakiuka, which means going beyond and breaking barriers.
Nini tunafanya hapa sasa? Sasa nataka ujaze hii gari, kiuka na watu, jaza beba watu.
So gari naenda wapi?
Umoja inako.
Umoja inako. So sasa tunaenda Umoja inako 30 bob tu. Kazi iendelee tukiuke nayo. Umoja inako 30 bob tukienda. So manze usiwahi give up. Zidi kukiuka na tuzidi na hustle.
Tuzidi na hustle in association with Safaricom.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Antenna.
Thank you for making us.
Thank you for making us your favorite drive show crew. Nation and friend, we love you. Oh, thank you, people. That's the best I'm stitching. I got you good. You want to make cheesy, yani.
Tunajibamba na show yenyu. Muendelee hivyo hivyo.
I came to rap it up, do my thing.
Thank you for listening to 96.3 Nation FM.
Of course, Antona Obina.
Obina.
Call him taking control.
Mad love, mad respect. Why?
I run the city.
This is NTV.
Well, a very good afternoon to you. It's just a few seconds past the hour. You're watching NTV at 1. My name is Zainab Ismail and we begin here in Nairobi where ODM party leader Raila Odinga has taken his BBI popularity campaign to Eastlands, where he's accompanied by several members of parliament. Raila is expected to speak on the roadmap of the BBI and top counter the hustlers narrative. Our NTV's senior political affairs reporter Kennedy Mureithi is there and is now joining us live for more details. Well, Mureithi will be joining us in just a moment as we get more details of exactly what is happening in Eastlands area here in Nairobi, where Raila Odinga is currently then. In fact, he's just joining us now. Mureithi, a very good afternoon to you. Very good to have you. What more details can you tell us about this particular meeting, this event that is happening, and has Raila Odinga arrived yet?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Zainab, there in studio. Yes, Raila Odinga has arrived, and right here is outside the church, and you can see the crowd that is already milling. It is the Joachim Catholic Church, where right now, as we do understand, as we were coming out, the mass was just ending, and in preparation for the politicians probably to start talking on what they would want to pass as the message. Already we do know that he came quite early enough as the mass was ongoing, but here outside, the crowds that are milling, just waiting to hear from him, is soaring by the minute. Even by the time that we were coming out just to do this live link, most of them are already saying that they're waiting to hear from him what the message is going to be with regards to what he is telling them about the Building Bridges initiative. Remember that the political activity in the country has been heightening since the year started. It actually started on a high note. Remember President Uhuru Kenyatta when he was in Mululu, that is Vihiga County, where he was able to speak to matters with regards that about the presidency and also the leadership of this country, and it has set the tone for what is happening in the country right now. Already there is a caveat, remember, Zainab, on political gatherings that had been put by the president and the state with regards to COVID-19 rules, and it was extended just the other day to 12th March. But right now, nobody seems to be following that, even by the crowds that are appearing in these political meetings. And what probably might be happening is that immediately Raila Odinga comes out of that church, this crowd will not let him go without addressing them. So they will be waiting to hear what is this that he has been saying. But just picking up from what has been happening in the other days, Zainab, is the fact that Raila Odinga has actually been dismantling the narrative of the hustler, saying that that is not the class wars that it might just bring, may not be able to be healed in this political nature. And he has been also pushing the agenda that himself and President Uhuru Kenyatta are themselves hustlers, and even their fathers did some odd jobs to get the presidency and also the vice presidency of this country. So those are questions that we'll be looking to see what will be Raila Odinga saying. Then there's the other matter that he has been saying, taka when he wants to speak to the question of the hustler. Will he be repeating? And if we do get that opportunity to ask him that question, we'll be asking him what is it that he has been advancing. He is with a host of members of parliament and also political leaders that are advancing the BBI narrative, both from the Jubilee side and also from his ODM side. And we'll be looking to see what is this that they'll be telling people with regards to it, or is it just the campaigns have started? Remember also Deputy President William Ruto is in a different part of the country, actually in Kericho. And by the time we were leaving the office, when we were watching it, they were speaking also to the hustler nation, saying that it is time that they were given an opportunity to lead this country. So all these political issues that are turning up right now, Zainab, are going as per what they are doing, because remember, it is a succession year. Every time the country is going into a succession and the president needs to leave the stage, then the political activity is heightening by the day, and that is what we are seeing. There's a probability also that the politics of the day will be crowding what needs to be done development-wise. Remember also there are those within the Jubilee faction that is allied to President Uhuru Kenyatta who are saying that they are waiting for President Uhuru Kenyatta to come out and sell the BBI agenda. Raila Odinga has been enjoying some support in Nairobi, and there's a probability that he wants to consolidate his base ahead of this. But right now, we really want to go back inside and listen to what is happening so that we are able to give you a bit by bit on what will be happening in our subsequent bulletins. But right now, it's back to you, Zainab, in studio.
All right, Kennedy Mureithi there, our senior political affairs reporter, keeping tabs on what is happening with Raila Odinga's visit to the Eastlands area. We'll be getting more details from him later. Meanwhile, Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya has dismissed critics of the Building Bridges initiative in the Mount Kenya region, saying that he will begin referendum popularizing campaigns to prove the naysayers wrong. Munya told off the Deputy President and the Tanga Tanga team for spreading propaganda against the BBI document, accusing him of abandoning government development agendas to engage in early campaigns for 2022 general election. Speaking in Kibirigwi in Ndia constituency during a coffee farmers public participation drive, Munya confirmed that he chaired a meeting for senior government officials on Friday, where strategies were laid to popularize the BBI between now and June.
Wana commissioner of SARS upande wa administration ama farmer na ndatwe kile mulimi wa kahua.
Well, away from Kenya to Uganda now, and Uganda's re-elected President Yoweri Museveni congratulated Ugandans on what he called the most cheating-free election since 1962. Museveni won a sixth term in office, extending his 35-year rule after an election which took place under heavy security and an internet blackout, and which his main rival said was marred by fraud and violence.
The people of Uganda, and I congratulate you for turning up in big numbers and voting for the candidates and for the parties of your choice. I think this may turn out to be the most cheating-free election since 1962. After long...
All right, Yoweri Museveni there, re-elected, and streets of Kampala witnessed sort of celebrations after Uganda's Yoweri Museveni won a sixth term in office. The Election Commission on Saturday announced his win, extending his 35-year rule after a poll which his main rival said was marred by fraud. The 76-year-old leader who took power in 1986 is one of Africa's longest-serving presidents. He was accused of crushing the opposition and media ahead of one of the most violent election campaigns in recent years. Museveni won the 58.6% of the vote, seeing off a stiff battle from 38-year-old former singer Bobby Wine, who fired up a youthful population where 3/4 are under 30 years old. Museveni supporters thronged the streets to celebrate as Bobby Wine was under heavy guard at his home on the outskirts of Kampala. Uganda's re-elected President Museveni congratulated Ugandans on that election.
Our judge, the one who fought for us to be in Kampala like border riders. So we are very happy as border riders in Kampala. We are very, very happy. And we are expecting this because we voted him.
Good, because he has been and he has done security. So we were worried, but at least now we're okay that he has won.
Whatever has come out, we say we agree with that. Good or bad, but we pray that it remains peaceful and that there is no chaos at all. Say that we go on with the next. If there is any change, probably it will be 2025.
And back into the country, Labour Cabinet Secretary Simon Chelugui has called upon counties to join hands with the national government to bring an end to the medical workers' strike. Speaking in Baringo County, Chelugui said medical management in a county is vital, further appealing to county governors to prioritise healthcare workers' welfare. He said that the Ministry of Labour has been in dialogue with health workers, noting that they have already signed a back-to-work agreement, citing that both parties will arrive at a truce before the end of January.
Tunawasema tu Mwenyezi Mungu ampe raha ya milele.
The welfare and rights of medical workers should be higher than any other consideration. When we said health services are devolved, we meant that Services are moving from the center to our county. Tunataka wauguzi, madaktari na wale wanasimamia mahospitali yetu wa haki yao na and their welfare must be protected.
All right, Simon Chelugui there speaking. Meanwhile, Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya has maintained his firm stand that he will not honor demands by striking health workers. The chairman of the Council of Governors has said county governments cannot pay risk allowances without the input of Salaries and Remuneration Commission.
Sasa mimi nimesema na mkiwa nao muambie hata waende strike miaka 100. Hakuna pesa mimi nitalipa. Kwa sababu hawa nurses wanalipa hata kuliko engineer. Wale engineer unaona wa barabara na madegree. Allowance sijui 16 kwa mshahara, bukola allowance.
Meanwhile, drama unfolded this morning at a church in Yala in Siaya County after a group of angry faithful broke padlocks to gain entry into the house of God. The Anglican Church of Kenya, St. Paul's Parish, had allegedly been locked by the clergy 2 weeks ago following a leadership dispute. Oko Okusa reports.
It is a wrangle that has taken an unholy twist. The faithful breaking the padlocks is called Jauba, most likely his nickname. The vigor and commitment displayed by Jauba in carrying out this mission is sufficient to gauge the temperatures here.
Ni aibu kubwa kama mtumishi wa Mungu anatuma mtu archdeacon mzima na akuje na anachukua leader wetu anaitwa Judith Magudha aenda akanunua vifuli 4.
It has been so frustrating and so embarrassing to close the house of Lord to the congregants.
The worshippers here claim that neither were they made aware nor consulted before the church was locked, yet constitutionally the church belongs to the laity.
By that action, ladies and gentlemen, the diocesan bishop and his team have violated our constitutional rights and freedom of assembly and worship.
The angry worshippers went ahead to declare the position of the vicar vacant, going by the decision taken by the archdeacon to lock the church.
The following persons shall also forthwith cease to hold any office in ACK St. Paul's Parish, Yala. 1. Mrs. Judith Magudha. 2. Mrs. Leah Otuoma. 3. Mr. Emmanuel Owino.
Na wale wanataka kubomoa kanisa letu wahame waende katika makanisa yao.
And so after 2 weeks in the wilderness, the flock finally returned to their master's house to worship amid uncertainty. Oko Okusa, NTV.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more.
I wish I could have soft and glowing skin.
New Geisha Black Soap with activated charcoal to give you soft and glowing skin. New Geisha Black Soap and New Geisha Moringa.
God, jana ulipotea hivyo baada ya kupepa ule mtemu kwa potapota ukaenda hivi.
Unajua huyo mrembo alinipeleka hadi kwa nyumba. Nikasema mimi siedi kugulalisha masikio. Shughuli.
Jawa, mbona mjipendi?
Kwa nini?
Yaani unawezaje patana tu na mtu kwa street alafu uende ukatapiane naye?
Kalishizo mashine.
Ulitumia raba eh?
Kwani bado mnatumia raba?
Okay, ngoja niulize jamaa, nani hapa hivi amepimwa hivi majuzi?
Pale kwa Mwangi, si ni 10 bob.
Sijasema kupimwa weight. Saa hizi kupimwa HIV ni haraka na ni bure. Unaweza pimwa kwa clinic na bado unaweza jipimia kwa nyumba yako wewe mwenyewe na self test kit 500 peke yake.
Niende nipimwe, nichipate niko positive. Unajua hakuna kitu naogopa kama hiyo.
Kuko na madawa na kuko na counseling na utaishi maisha yako Ni normal tu kukuwa na HIV, si eti ni mwisho.
Wewe uko nayo?
Mimi nilishapima.
Unapoendelea kujikinga kutokana na HIV, tafadhali zingatia taratibu zote za serikali za kujikinga na virusi vya corona.
Hivi, afya bora, maisha bora. Jipime, jiinue.
Breaking news from Molfix. Let's see what they're developing right now.
That is just for me. It really feels very comfy.
Molfix pants with anatomic fit technology. New Molfix pants, an invention from babies for babies. You should also try Molfix.
New Year comes with New Year deals. Renew your corporate subscription and get a bonus. Subscribe to Nation e-paper for 3 months and get 1 week absolutely free. 6 months and get 2 weeks absolutely free. 1 year and get 3 weeks absolutely free. To sign up, visit epaper.nationmedia.com or email subscription@ke.nationmedia.com. Offer valid till 28th February 2021.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, Kisii School of the Deaf Orphans in Kisii County is appealing to well-wishers to help cushion them during the COVID-19 pandemic. Speaking at the institution in Bomokora village, the school director, Peter Ongango, said the institution has been unable to pay rent, buy food and pay electricity bills after support from partners stopped during the pandemic. The school is also appealing to well-wishers to support them in acquiring their land to set up a proper facility to cater to the children. He further said the institution also lacks enough desks and books. And a section of residents and leaders from West Pokot County are calling on the national government and the Ministry of Education to help rebuild the stalled 150 million shillings Chepareria Technical Training College. The project that was supposed to enhance education in the county collapsed in 2017 due to poor workmanship.
Here lies what would have been the future of many youth in West Pokot County. What was meant to be a beacon of hope now lays in ruins. With local leaders avoiding to address what happened to the 150 million Chepareria Technical Training College.
Of the other constituencies have TTIs. And for the youth of Pokot South, they are asking themselves, where will they go? Where will they access technical training, education? Because their own has been messed up because of corruption and incompetence.
The national government funded the project sitting on a 50-acre piece of land through the Constituency Development Fund at Nasukuta area in West Pokot County. It is alleged that the contractor was paid 43 million shillings, yet nothing has been done to bring it back to its feet. Leaders are pointing an accusing finger to the area MP, saying that he has turned a blind eye towards the project and the cry of the locals. The area residents are now demanding transparency and the intervention of the DCI to investigate the matter. They also want to restart the project, further claiming that the company awarded the tender ought to be blacklisted. Helen Aura, NTV.
Well, it was a celebration at the Molo police station when the law enforcement officers, together with members of the public, shared meals and drinks in an unusual party that was attended by several leaders from different police departments across the country, including Nyeri, Nairobi and Nakuru. The celebration, led by the Nakuru County Deputy Commander, was held at the Molo police grounds with a buffet feast for everyone. Besides eating and drinking, there were donations to help raise the police station's standards, which was quite deplorable. Among the donations were mattresses, blankets and a TV for the police cells. Residents argue that even inmates have a right to stay in a suitable environment while in custody. The police station got a facelift with a new toilet replacing an old pit latrine. Molo OCPD Samuel Mukusi also thanked the Moon business community for sponsoring the event as well as building the modern facility at the police station.
Mr. Marioko. Basi naomba niwasalimu nyote. Mjambo ya Gilgil.
Well, on to some sporting action now, and Bet King Premier League action will continue today when leaders KCB FC take on FC Leopards at Kasarani Stadium. KCB are unbeaten this season, having won all their 6 matches. Sidwede, coached by Zedekiah Zico Otieno, led the log with 18 points, one ahead on Tusker FC, who won 4-2 against Kariobangi Sharks on Saturday. Meanwhile, Ingwe and coach Anthony Modo Kimani have won 3 matches and lost 2 and are 7th on the log with 9 points. Elsewhere, Bidco United will host Wazito FC at Utali grounds. On Monday, Mathare United will take on Zoo FC at Kasarani Stadium as Western Steamer hosts champions Gor Mahia at Moi Stadium in Kisumu. And Leicester City climbed to second in the Premier League after beating Southampton 2-0 at King Power Stadium. James Maddison put the Foxes today. Subsequent bulletins. Stay with us. My name is Zainab Ismail. Do enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
This is NTV.
I wish I could have soft and glowing skin.
New Geisha Black Soap with activated charcoal to give you soft and glowing skin. New Geisha Black Soap and New Geisha Moringa.
Maji mdosi wangu ametupa simu yangu ndani ya maji.
Mdosi wako kwa sawa. Venye Nkirota ameniambia ajui na akimpigia simu ashiki. Hi guy, what the?
For the women who deserve more, Moped is now in Kenya and more than 40 countries. With its nylon-free surface, new Moped has unique softness and up to 100% protection. Your skin will love it.
John Kamau has been through it all, from being evicted from his home to sleeping in the office and eventually becoming a tout. John now owns a fleet of buses.
In fact, wakati niliweza kupata ile gari ya kwanza, mimi mwenyewe nilipata kazi. Sababu nilienda nikaanza na nikakuwa conductor. Wengine huona maconductor si wa muhimu, but gari hili haliwezi songa bila conductor.
Indeed, anakiuka, which means going beyond and breaking barriers.
Nini tunafanya hapa sasa? Sasa nataka ujaze hii gari, kiuka na watu, jaza beba watu.
So gari inaenda wapi?
Umoja inako.
Umoja inako. So sasa tunaenda Umo inako 30 bob tu. Kazi iendelee tukiuke nayo. Umo inako 30 bob tukienda. So manze usiwahi give up. Zidi kukiuka na tuzidi na hustle.
Tuzidi na hustle in association with Safaricom. NTV, turning on your world. The following program has been rated GE. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Some time back on this show, we featured